Hey guys, welcome to a new video. Amber here, and today I'm going to be finishing my first ever art challenge, and it's Birbfest, which was a January art challenge, and I know that I am 3 months late now? January, February, March, April. Yeah, so this is the end of April and I'm finally finishing this challenge. Now, as you can see, I've already got started on this little bird here, or burb, shall I say. So, Birbfest Challenge is a art challenge hosted by Monkey Min Carter. I think it's Monkey Min Carter. Mintaka. I'm going to get everything wrong today, probably, because my neck's hurting. And it seems to be affecting my brain. Monkey, I'm going to search her name now. Mintaka, not Min Carter. I don't know. Monkey Mintaka. And another artist, which I should probably mention, Birdie Tam. Birdie Tam Art. So, Birbfest is an art challenge hosted by those two lovely artists who make a prompt list of 31 birds for every day in January. And I started off this art challenge really, really well. I think I got to like day perhaps 15, and then it all went downhill from there, and I was playing catch up for ages. And then I finally got to my final page of Burbs, and I just haven't gone back to it for so long, but I'm determined to finish it. So what I did was, on this big page here, I did so I think now I know the name for this. It's called like reverse painting. So you put your color down and then you can go on top with colored pencils, or in my case I'm going to do colored pencils and neo colors to add the final details in, and I just really like how it comes out. But I've covered this page up because I'm going to finish this little bird, and then I'm going to go right back to the beginning of Birbfest and give you a little tour of all of the birds that I have done for it. And yeah, I just thought that would be like a nice little video for today. So I'm going to get started straight away. So this bird is called a spotted pardalote, and I thought I was saying it much more like posh than it actually is. So I was calling it a spotted pardalote, but it's spotted pardalote, which is like way easier on the tongue, I guess. So what I did for this page is I sat down. So there's one here, one here, one here, one here. So 5 burbs. I sat down with I'll just get it. Sat down with my Kuretake Gansai Tambi Art Nouveau set, and I used this for the base layers on all of the birds, and then I've just been going on top afterwards with coloured pencils and neo colours. So that's what I'm going to do. And then all of these swatches all around are also from the Kuretake Art Nouveau set. That's it, not Art Creations. Getting mixed up with my favourite Art Creation sketchbook here. Too many art things around me. So yeah, I'm going to pick out some coloured pencils. So I've got a reference here on Pinterest of this little bird. There's fingerprints all over my iPad screen, so you might see that more than the actual bird. And he's mostly more like black and white and orange rather than the blue colour that I put on him here. So I think this might be nice actually. So I'm going to get a Payne's Grey coloured pencil. I've got my little coloured pencil pots here full of different colours, so I'll probably pick from them, but I know there's not a Payne's Grey in here, although there is one of my favourites, which is Mars Black from the Derwent Lightfast range, so I'll definitely use that one. What other colours do we have here? He's got a really lovely yellowy orange colour. What's that bit called underneath their chin? Their throat? I don't really know birds or anything much about birds, to be honest. I'm going to get these 2 colours. So we've got Golden Bismuth Yellow by Luminance, and also, whoops, drop it on the floor, Lemon Yellow. So those are 2 nice colours that I want to use. For some reason, I'm not really seeing a purple in this, but I want to add it. So Manganese Violet And then I want like a dark orange colour as well, more darker. Flame by Derwent Lightfast. So in these little pots, I've just sort of curated colours that I really love out of all of my coloured pencil sets. So they're just a mixture of all different coloured pencils. It's the ones that I kind of curated especially to go on holiday with, and then ended up not using any of them. So perhaps I'll just get that Payne's Grey. Is that this one? Yeah. And I think that might do for now, for this little birdie. So Birbfest. If you're wondering why it's called Birbfest, it's just because it's a cute way of saying bird. I think a lot of people asked that before when I said I was doing this. And I was like, I don't think there's any reason for it in particular. And I'm just going to give my pencils a nice sharpen before I start. I always like to do this. I always like to sharpen my pencils before I start doing anything. So I feel all fresh and ready to go then, you know. But yeah, I loved doing it in the beginning. I thought I wanted to get better at drawing and sketching. And I like birds. I just don't know much about them. So I thought, I'm going to do Birbfest. And I loved it at first. And then it was around the 15th of the month that I thought, oh, there was quite a difficult one ahead called the Wyandotte chicken or something, which I'll show you at the second part of this video. And I just really procrastinated about it. And I, at that point, thought, I'm a little bit sick of drawing birds now. 31 birds is a lot of birds to draw, I will say. So yeah, like, I don't want to go totally accurate with any of these. You can see this is all just very scribbly and quite messy, and a little sneak peek. Oh look, you can see him just there. This one I did the other day. I added a bit of my neon green, luminous green Holbein watercolor on, and yeah, I'm just playing really and experimenting here and and I'm not interested in going like too detailed. I want them all to have their own little characters and stuff. So I'm just going to get started really, adding some shapes in. I have loved doing this technique with the reverse painting. I didn't know that's what it was called at first. But I watched a video by another artist here on YouTube the other day. She's a watercolour artist, and I can't remember her name now, but she called it reverse painting, where you do your shapes first. And I was like, that is exactly what I love to do. So maybe I might have to make a video to show you how I do my reverse painting, because things like birds and stuff can be really, really daunting, especially for me, because I can sketch, and when I do actually sketch and draw, I am actually pretty good at it, but I'm not very confident. So I'm always like, oh, I'd never be able to draw that. But then when I actually try, I surprise myself, and that usually happens, to be honest. And that has happened a lot with Birbfest. So I definitely think it helped me with my drawing skills. So I'm going to add a little eye in here. When I used to do a lot more realistic art, I used to trace the outlines, and that is something that I don't really want to do anymore. I'd much rather the lines be wonky and everything I draw have way more sort of character and just a bit more wonkiness than it all being so perfect and exactly like the reference photo. So this is where it's at for me at the moment, or this is where it's at for me. It seems forever now, but you never know. How do you like to create? What's your favourite way of creating? And like, do you have like a certain technique that you really love to do? Like, for instance, this reverse painting, or do you like putting your watercolour down first and then painting, going in on top with colour pencils, kind of like this, I suppose? Or do you prefer to go in with your lines first and then come back with your watercolour and colour in the lines. What is it that does it for you? Let me know in the comments. And while you're there, if you like this video so far, don't forget to give this video a little like, as it helps me very, very much. So can do little feathers. I love this colour, you know. Derwent Lightfast have free coloured pencils that I actually can't recommend enough. So overall, my favourite range is the Caran d'Ache Luminance. But Derwent Lightfast has these colours. So Mars Black, Nightshade, which Nightshade is like one of my favourite coloured pencil ever. Well, no, actually. Some other colours have overtook that now, but has been or was been my favourite coloured pencil for a long time. And then they've got one more called Midnight Black, and they are all really dark colours. Is this Nightshade? So this is Nightshade and Mars Black. They're all really dark colours, but they've obviously got like their tints. So I don't want to, I'm just going to, I'll add a bit of Nightshade to this one. So you're not even going to really see the difference, I don't think, on my camera. But they're just such rich, dark tones. And then obviously the Midnight Black is like a really dark navy blue. And yeah, I love them. And I use at least one of them in every single drawing. I'm glad that I've turned the camera on to finish this off with you today, because I don't want to be like overthinking anything. I just want to go straight in like this, because this is how you get like such fun characters to your drawings. And I love some of the birds that I've done in this challenge. I can't wait to show you them all as a whole at the second part of this video. So the colours in the Art Nouveau set by Kuretake are so beautiful. I thought if I just used them for the base layers on this page, then it would just kind of keep the whole page quite cohesive, which I think has happened actually. Okay, so I regret covering all this lovely blue up, but it's texture and I can come back in with my Neo colours in a minute. So I'm just kind of like insinuating the feathers. I used to never ever want to draw birds because they're so detailed with all their lovely beautiful feathers and colours and stuff that I just thought like, oh no, I'm not even going there. But now that I've developed this more looser style, I feel like I could actually take on anything, which is a really nice feeling. So at the bottom of his feathers here, there's like white spots, or like it's like his feathers have been dipped in white paint. So I'm going to hold those back. I've added a bit of the brown in now. Might perhaps add some of the nightshade in. Did you compete? I'm saying compete, but that's not the word I want. Join in for Birbfest. did you complete it on time, or have you got another unfinished challenge just like me? So this is not the only unfinished challenge that I've got that I want to finish. I've also got 30 Days of Sketchbook Joy by Katie Moody, which I loved doing when I was on track with it. I was doing it every day, and then I went on my holiday and just couldn't keep up. So this is the Derwent Drawing Chinese White, the best white pencil to ever be made, ever. Yeah, so I need to finish that too, and I think I only made it to like day 15 on there too. So I don't know what it is with me and day 15s, but I don't seem to get much further than those. I'm going to have to add a little bit of Posca pen in to bring my whites back out again. So as you can probably tell, I don't really think too much before putting down my marks. I have especially not done that in this challenge. I've just really gone for it, and it has made me very happy and proud. Even though I probably won't draw any more birds for a long time. Or maybe I will. So this bit I fancied a bit of purple in. I think because this bird, it has got like a lot of yellow and orange, then purple is just going to be a nice little complement for the shadow areas and stuff. As purple is the complementary colour to yellow. This is a bit too... I got that lemon yellow out, but now I don't want it, so I'm going to put it back. That is not the yellow that is on this burb. I keep calling birds burbs now too, after Birbfest. I know they're not called burbs. Let's fill his little eye in. I can leave that little spot. And finally I'll come in with my Posca pen probably and add in the final little white details and the little white spots. I think that'll probably bring this one right to life. A little bit of detail around his eye. I should have put a timer on for this. I've not really done much timed art lately. Loving the colours on this guy. Okay, do I have a white or like a really light yellow? I'm really excited because I just received yesterday a little present to myself. Well, I guess it was a present from my husband to me because I've had my eye on the Caran d'Ache Neo Art pastels, the new Neo Art pastels from Caran d'Ache. I've had my eye on those, and I had one more Jackson's art voucher left, or art gift card left, that I got for Christmas. One that my husband got me, and I've been hanging on to that voucher, really trying not to spend it. And I knew I wanted the Neo Arts, but I thought, oh, they are still quite expensive, like to just buy. So I thought I could just buy a couple, but I couldn't choose which colours I wanted because there's only like a couple of colours in the set that I thought I would genuinely not use. And then Jackson's had a really, or they might still have by the time this video comes out, a really amazing sale where they were like £20 off. So I only had to put £7 towards them to get the full set. So, ta-da! Here they are. Quickly give you a little sneak peek, but after I finish recording this one, I'm actually going to record next week's video, where I have a little play with these, and just create some artwork with them, because I've seen a lot of swatching videos about them, but I've not actually seen many people create actual artwork with them. So I'm very excited because I've seen mixed reviews, but I suppose I'll talk about it a little bit more in my next video, but I really think I'm going to love them. Not that I've tried them yet. I want to wait to record my first impressions on camera. So, yeah, I think I'm going to love them. But who knows? We'll see. So, yeah, I think they would be actually really good for final details on top of this. Making his wings a little bit darker. Only problem with what I'm doing here is I'm losing quite a lot of like definition. Oh no. Oh no. Isn't this is the worst. Not my nightshade. This is because I am a monster who abuses my colour pencils, I think. I think I'm too rough with them. Oh, can you believe it? Look how much. I'm just going to use this as it is, really. This is helping me loosen up. That's for sure. Oh, I can't believe that. God. Right, so oh, it's actually sharp. Right. That's just gonna go in the little pencil graveyard. So I need now some like a nice light-ish yellow. This colour. Perfect. Oh no, this colour. So you can see that all of my Neo colours have also been butchered because I made myself a little travel, show you, a little travel set of Neo colours, which I just broke them all up and put them in here. So these are like my little travel sets. I'm actually going to use them instead probably because I don't travel much. But I want to travel more, even if it's just like kind of just like a plein air set. But I put all like some of my favourite colours. There's loads of colours in there. I felt very empowered the day that I did this. The day that I just thought, that's it, I'm snapping all the Neo colours. Because I actually do find them easier to use. Because you can push harder when they're little. When they're big and you push hard, you snap them anyways. Or I do. So, I felt good that day. The day that I finally did that. I love this colour. I don't know what colour this is. Vermilion. Such a fiery, vibrant red. Put a little bit there in these little... So he's got... Like, this bit is actually white. So I'm going to add that in. And then, shall I add more? I haven't added any of the Payne's Grey yet. That's what I needed, I think. Yeah. What a mess this one has turned out to be. This is because I'm recording. Just going to do some defining. Something has happened to me recently, actually, where I am very, very, like, I'm just craving making a mess. I don't know what it is, whether it's, I haven't really done that much art recently because I've been focusing on some other things. And I think when I do create art, all I want to do is make an absolute mess. I'm not really interested in doing anything right at the minute, so hence this. I think I'm like chucking pencils everywhere, and so got my little brush to try and brush away some of this now. I actually do really like this, quite cute. Yeah, so halfway through Birbfest, I mean, I'll talk about it a little bit as we go, and I'll show you which ones it sort of happened on, but I got a little bit sort of stuck on the details. I think I made a video about it, actually. I made a video, yeah, about one of the Birbs. Can't remember the name. The Masked Trogon, or Trogon. That was the Birb. And yeah, I made a video where I recorded the process of that, and I talked about it and how I tend to get stuck in the process, and I call it the curse of realism, because for the longest time I was doing realistic art, and now when I don't want to do realistic art, I get stuck in details because it's like my comfort zone. It's where how I learned how to art. It's, you know. So I often get stuck in the details. I've got a brand new Posca pen. Is this my new one? Yeah, got 2 brand new Posca pens, which I used my own affiliate link for on my mum's Amazon. So that was nice. Oh, this is the old one. So I've gone through 2 of these now. This one's empty. And I've got 2 nice brand new ones. And I got a little kickback because I used my own affiliate link. Oh, here's what I want to do, actually. I'm going to add in. I love this, the little swatches. That's so cute. Oh, I need to make sure I leave room to write his name. So yeah, I think that moving forward, you might see a lot of messy art around here. Because I just want to play. Right, final bit now. First time activating my new Posca pen. You gotta watch these bullet nib ones though, because sometimes they come out way too fast and you get like great big puddles on your paper. I learned that the hard way. Oh, this is it. So he's got like, his little wings are like dipped, or his feathers are dipped in white. I love adding Posca marks for the final marks. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I feel like you can fix anything with a Posca pen. Do do do. Right, so da-da. Sometimes I love listening to music when I am doing art, and mostly when I'm doing my dots, I like dot to the music. I noticed that I was doing that once, and I was like, oh, this is really, really enjoyable. Right, so got that one, and then this one. There we go. Oh, I'm really loving this. Got some little scraggle feathers here. And then we're going to do his little head with his little eye and his little beak. And then the point of these birds is their spots, I guess. So he's got little spots on his head here. Dots. You know how much I love to do dots, right? It looks like this guy that I have drawn has just had a fight. Definitely. And he's all roughed up. Final little details. So excited to show you Birbfest as a whole and everything that I've drawn for it or painted. Just some little swishes. Little details on the little legs. The legs are not the best, but neither is this guy's. There we are. Final thing. Define these little bits. There we go. That's it. Done. So let's write down what he is. See if I can get the spelling right. 31. Spotted. Pa. Da. Lotte. Pardalote. There we are. Oh, Birbfest is finished. Right, I'm going to get tidied up on this desk and then I shall be back in 1 second and I shall give you a full tour of all of my burbs. Okay, I'm all set up and ready to give you another sketchbook tour. So 2 sketchbook tours in 2 weeks. Can you believe it? I know this is not a full sketchbook tour, but I did fill up quite a few pages with this one. So let's get started. Oh, by the way, this is a PIF sketchbook. It's the PIF Oro Blanco sketchbook, and I'm nearly halfway through it now after doing this Birbfest. So I'm excited to carry on playing in here because I do really like this sketchbook. Just going to find the start of it. So I'm going to put that I want to make sure that you can see everything because this is a big sketchbook. It's like a little bit bigger than A4. So I've took all of my pages out in between my sketchbook pages. I've been using these A4 printer paper pages and putting them in between all of my Birbfest art because I've used a lot of soft pastels in here. And I have been using a fixative, but still, I want to make sure that all of my burbs stay nice and vibrant. But I didn't actually start off in this sketchbook. So I actually started off my first bird in this sketchbook. So this is one from a company called String and Space, and they sent me this sketchbook to have a play with. And I actually do really like it. But I started off on this page, and I think what I'm actually going to do is rip this out. Which I don't usually do, rip my sketchbook pages out, but I want all my Birbfests to be together, you know, all my burbs. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'll put it. No, I think what I'll probably do is like cut this bit off, or even just, I might even just, can I make another page? You know, you can do it with washi tape, can't you? Make another page. I might do that, or I might just let it be loose. Just shove it in here. So anyways, let's get started with the Birbfest 2025 tour. We started off with the Lady Ross's Terraco or Terraco? Terrasso? Who knows? I'm not going to be able to pronounce most of these burbs, to be honest. So yeah, really enjoyed this one. I did like a layer first of acrylic paint. I think it was acrylic paint, and then I used that to do like a negative space painting. So then I went round the bird shape. I sketched him in, and then I went round the bird shape with my gouache. I think this was gouache. I can't remember now, but I know I used a lot of neo colour in this one. And I did this one on New Year's Eve. So that was really nice. Or maybe even a couple of days before New Year's Eve. I can't remember now. So, second one. They're all over the place a little bit in this sketchbook because one of my main goals with this sketchbook was to not worry about anything. So usually, number 2, because it's not here, that would have like completely threw me off. And I've done everything in like backwards order and like everything's ruined now. But this sketchbook is literally for like my husband got it for me for Christmas. He wrote this little note in here. And from the very, very start, I wanted to make sure that I went a bit messy and crazy in here. So like blind contours, for instance. So yeah, I want to make sure that I've got no preciousness about this sketchbook at all. So, next up we have the piping plover. Now all of these that I did on this page, I did prepped the paper first. So I did like the yellow, all with acrylic ink, so it didn't reactivate when I went back on top. I think I did the same with this one with acrylic gouache. So this was acrylic gouache on the background, and then I painted the bird on top. And yeah, I think these were inks and not gouache. So yes, so we've got piping plover, which I love. He's such a little potato. The lazuli bunting for number 3. He looks like he's hypnotized. Number 4 is the red kite. I loved this one. This might be the only one where I drew him like flying. I don't think I did any more flying birds, but I can't necessarily remember now. I see these a lot, red kites or kites of some kind, over a field near where we live, and I just love watching them fly. I think they're just amazing to watch, so I enjoyed drawing that one. And then this one, in all of his glory, is a crimson topaz hummingbird. And this is actually the second version of the crimson topaz hummingbird that I did, because the first version is here. Oh look, so some of these I did in advance, I won't lie. Last out of 2024, Birbfest 2025, the Crimson Topaz Hummingbird. I was originally going to just do these in all of my different sketchbooks, but I ended up just doing them all in this one. But yeah, didn't like how this come out. I thought it come out really muddy and stuff, but I actually like it now. Same thing again. I never like my art when I do it, and then I come back and I'm like, oh, actually, there is a lot of things about this that I really like. And I don't know if you can tell, I've was very inspired by Omar Wynne and what she does with the prepping the pages beforehand and then drawing on top of it and using it for like negative space and things like that. So I did do that here. But yeah, I love how this one came out. I think he just looks, I love the little eye. It's a lot more cartoony and stylized than I've ever done before, and that is exactly what I was going for. So I used like my neon pink gel pen. I used a few gel pens on here actually, and I just love how it come out and the contrast between the bird and the background. Love, and also the swatches. So this one I think is my favourite from Birdfest, and it was only day 5. And then number 6, another one that I tried to really stylise, the Stone Chat, which is a funny little name for a bird. I really liked how I did the eye on this one as well. And then the little dots and just the stylisation of the wings I enjoyed. And also, what did I use here? Some of my Luminous or Opera. What's this? Luminous Opera from Holbein, my colour pencils. When I just got this colour pencil, that was, and I started using it for everything. Oh, this is not Birdfest. There's a video of me doing these though on this channel, these time drawings. So yeah, just mix them in by the looks of it. So next up, love this one as well. Same sort of thing with the prepping the paper first with acrylic ink and then going on top. And I even saved the acrylic ink colour in the branch and his little feet, so you can see the background colour. The background colour coming through there, which I really, really like. And I used a lot of colours on this one that I don't really like, obviously. It's the colour of the bird, the rainbow lorikeet. But I don't really like using like red, yellow, blue of this kind. Really, I much prefers like, oh my god, Amber, your words today. I much prefer using like a cyan blue or like a phthalo turquoise and a pink and like a lemon yellow, but I guess I did use that a little bit. But anyways, considering this is not my kind of thing and not my kind of colours, I love it. I love how he's like, look at me. It's like lifting his little leg up, showing off his wings and his colours. And then the doodles come out in this quite a lot. This one, I remember, the funniest looking bird I think I've ever seen in my life. It took my breath away when I first saw him. The Northern Potu or Potu. Hilarious. It has these great big eyes. And you have to search for a picture of this if you've not seen this bird before. Northern Potu. Potu. Hilarious. But on this day I was not feeling like drawing, not one bit. Can you tell? And I fancied just playing with a pen. So I used my brush pen, my Micron Pigma brush pen for this one. And although it's really, really messy, I love that I left everything apart from his eyes and a little tiny bit on his beak. So I think that's really cute. And also the branch. But I wasn't happy with this, but I do really like the top part of it and the background colour. So here next is actually where I first started playing with my soft pastels again. So I haven't played with soft pastels for years because it's one of those mediums that I have always never liked, really. I've never liked the feel. I don't know how I've gotten over the feeling of it, because it's one of those feelings that even now I can feel it I can feel it through my body, the feeling of soft pastels on my hand. But for some reason, I like soft pastels now. And I even bought more after I did this penguin. Might have been after or before or while. I ended up buying the Jackson soft pastels in a few colours. And I love them. Need to use them more. What tends to happen is as soon as I buy things, I then move on to the next thing that I love, and then I come back, circle round back to them after a few years. So hopefully it won't be a few years, but I can't find them right now. But oh, here they are. I used the Faber-Castell soft pastels to do this penguin. So I loved the penguin. I really love how this came out, and I love the colours on here as well. And also, so I used a lot of fixative on these pictures. So the pastel, that one's smudgy a little bit, but most of them in here that I've done, I use so much fixative that the pastels are not going anywhere. And if you're interested in the fixative that I use, it's this one, the Spectrafix fixative, odor-free, non-toxic, all natural. Love this fixative. It's the only fixative I've tried that does not, if you've got the pan pastels, it does not change the colour of pan pastels. Whereas other fixatives that I've tried on the pan pastels make the colour go so dark. It changes it slightly, I think, but not enough what would bother me. So love that fixative, but the spray on the lid is rubbish. So I use this little Derwent spray bottle to spray the fixative, because if you use this spray, it comes out all splatty. It splats everywhere. So on here, I was having a really bad art day. I started with this little guy in the corner. He wasn't coming out right. And then I drew some trees and tried this. And anyways, bad art day. Cute trees though. So I like this page now. It's such a good sketchbook page, isn't it? I don't often do pages like this in my sketchbooks. So yeah, this one came out bad. So that's the Magellanic, the Magellanic penguin. Next up, we have a snowcap hummingbird. So what I did here was it? Yes, so I used a brush pen. It would have been either my Tombow brush pen. Yeah. Maybe it was these two. Can't remember now exactly, but it was definitely brush pens I used in the background. And then I went on top with my soft pastels in green, and I just love how it looks like the bird is glowing on here. I think that's a really, really good effect, and I'd like to explore that effect a little bit more in the future. But yeah, I like how his little feathers came out on here. I remember struggling big time with his eye, big time. Probably nearly gave up on this one again as well, but love the feathers, love the colours, love the neon pink, love leaving the branch white again. Forgot I did that, but I like that. And then obviously, you know, going all crazy with my pastels. So next up, this is also a favourite for Birbfest for me. This is where I really went in on it with my soft pastels. So the African pygmy duck on day 11. I really went in with the soft pastels. I started, now this is going to happen for the next few paintings or drawings. Paintings? I suppose these are more like paintings. I did entire base layers with the soft pastels first. Oh, don't tell me. That is chocolate. Little bit of chocolate there, probably what I was munching at the time, because this was around, I don't know, chocolate time, I suppose. Yeah, all soft pastels, and then I went on top afterwards with my coloured pencils and my neo colours, and I even wet the pastels, I think. That's why this page is a bit warpy, because the soft pastels you can actually wet and like get different textures with. But love this one, love the colours of the duck, love how scribbly it is. It almost reminds me of like graffiti style. And then these two, oh god, you know what? It's hard to choose favourites when you love them all. So this one is the white rumped falcon, and I love this. I love the colour of the background against the bird. I just think it all blends in so nicely. I love the branch. I think he just looks so wise sitting, like he feels like he's up very, very high, just watching over everything, and he just seems very wise to me. So I love this one. And then this guy, look at this. He's such an emo. I don't know how to say this one. Phainopepla. A phainopepla. This one's fun. I just think the contrast from the background. So I went like way overboard on the background, and I actually ended up nearly going through the paper. I like I put all the pastel down, then I wet it, and then I put more pastel down, and I wet it again, and then I put neo colour on top, and it was just a little bit too much. This paper can hold a lot, but not that much. But yeah, love the blues in him, and white Posca pen. You see, there's white Posca pen in everything pretty much. I tend to use, not this one, little tiny bit in here, but I tend to use a lot of white Posca pen for details at the very end. So I want you to, if you wouldn't mind, please, after you finish this video, if you make it to the end, please let me know what your favourite bird is from the Birbfest that I have done here, because I'm really interested to know. So yeah, that's why. So I really damaged the paper, and it kind of come through a lot on this background, on this side, sorry. So I ended up just having a play with my neo colours, swatching them all, seeing which colours I had, and yeah, just making a mess on that page really, which I like. Why not? It's what I was saying earlier on about how I feel like I'm not that interested in like creating. I'm not that interested in creating like this anymore at the moment. I just want to make a mess and do art that is quite quick. So I actually finished this page. I did this page like a couple of days ago. I left it for all this time, and I was going to do like draw something on this page, but I just thought, oh, I'll just swatch all my colours and be done with it. This one, the Barn Owl, loved this one. So this was where I was really starting to have enough of this sort of style. So same again, I use my soft pastels for the base layers. I love the soft colours, love the background, love the purple around the edges as well. I think this is such a lovely way to create, and it was fun. But at this point, I was starting to get a little bit lost in all of the details. So you might be able to tell, like, well, I don't suppose you can tell what was going on in my brain, but I just kept going back and forth. And yeah, this was the point. I finished it. I loved it, but I was like, oh, I'm getting a bit sick of this now. But I love, mostly, I used my neon red pastel and went over and did some little dots here and there, which I really love. This is the one I was talking about that I made a video on. So there's a video of this, the process, and I really like him, but yeah, definitely got lost in the details a little bit. But I love his little face. He's like, what's going on? I like that. This is the chicken I was talking about. So this is where I went a while, I think, without doing Birbfest. I couldn't face this damn chicken. Love how it came out in the end. But it took ages, and yeah, I love the face. Like, I use my luminous pink again on the face. But yeah, it's like, it actually is quite like an optical illusion almost with his feathers. The Wyandite chicken, and that is the masked Trogon. So yeah, then I definitely went a little while, I think, without Birbfest. And then I decided to change it up a little bit. So here I'm doing one full burb on each page. Here I thought, you know what? We've got to go a bit smaller because I can't take this anymore. So I remember feeling like I just couldn't be bothered anymore on these pages. But I'm glad I carried on, because now I obviously feel very proud of myself. So we've got the African Emerald Cuckoo, and I like the style of this one. It's very interesting style. Kind of like, it reminds me of like something you would see on a pattern on fabric or something. So quite like him. Then the Great Crested Grebe, another funny one. This is one of my favourites in the whole of Birbfest. The Violet-eared Waxbill. Don't know what it is about him. He didn't take me long at all. This is another page where I started off with my Art Nouveau set, the Kuretake paints, the Art Nouveau set. So I did the base layers all in those paints first, and then I went on top with soft pastels and coloured pencils, and probably also neo colour. Yeah, definitely neo colour. But yeah, it's just the way his beak, everything blends in so beautifully on this one. I really like it. And then this guy, he looks like he has been around. White-throated Magpie Jay. I feel like I'd see him at a heavy metal concert somewhere. The These ones I made quite a mess with actually as well. I nearly went through the paper on this one especially. 21, Red-backed Shrike. This is one of my least favourites of Birbfest. Probably my least favourite of Birbfest, this one. The cassowary, which I can't believe what they look like. I've never really thought of a cassowary before. And then when I was looking at the pictures of them, they are an actual dinosaur, and I just can't believe it. They look unbelievable. Next up. Next 2 pages. The next 2 pages are the final 2 pages. So as you can see, I'm getting a little bit messier here now. So I'm loosening up a lot. You know, these are all quite tight and detailed. These are a little bit more just like, come on, let's get this done now. But I like these pages, especially this one. Not so much this one. So this is also one that is not my favourite in Birbfest. So top 2 least favourite birds. The yellow-headed blackbird and the red-backed shrike. Also this one. The ornate hawk eagle. Yeah, I don't remember then. Did I use just watercolour for these or my Art Nouveau set? I can't remember which paints I used for the bottom of these, but I used the paints. Then I went on top with, oh, not the Art Nouveau set. I just used my Kuretake Gansai Tambi paints in general. But I went on top here with my soft pastels for details and a bit of colour pencil. And I got the shape wrong before I even started. So that's why I don't like this one very much. This one, I think the reason I'm just not that interested in these is just because I remember not being interested in them when I was drawing them. But I feel like I drew him well. He looks good. But it just doesn't look necessarily finished to me. This one I love, just because of the colours. I did have fun with this one, I will say, and this one as well. So this is very simple, very, very simple. I literally just used like lines to do his details, so that's something I want to look more into in the future. So we've got the pink-necked green pigeon. There's a long name. Beautiful pigeon. I'd like to paint more of those. And the green honeykeeper. I really like this one. And then finally, the final page of Birbfest 2025. As I said when I was painting this little guy, but in case you skipped over that part, I used the Kuretake Gansai Tambi Art Nouveau set for all of the base layers, and then I went on top with pencils and neo colours for details. This one just pencils. Roseate Spoonbill. Beautiful bird. Oh look, another one flying. I couldn't remember if I did another one flying, but I did. Eurasian Bittern. Love the way I did this guy's little feet. I don't think I put that much detail into anyone's feet, so he's lucky he got some feet. The Cuban Toady. There's a funny name. I used some of my luminous green Holbein paint, which was fun because that really brought him to life. He looks so mean. He's got such a chip on his shoulder. The next one, Black-Headed Gull. This one was fun. Love the colours I used. Such a mess. Can't really tell his wings from his body, but that's okay. He was fun. And then finally, you watched me finish this guy off. The Spotted Pardalote. The Pardalote. And yeah, that is it. That is Birbfest. So, I can't believe it. I know I'm 3 months late and I technically failed, but I finished my first challenge, guys. My first ever art challenge. Oh, this one. I'll pop this one in there for now. Yeah, well pleased. So much colour, so much fun. And look, now I've got nice fresh page that I can now relax and play with my new Neo Art pastels. Wax oil pastels is what they're called. So yeah, that'll be the next video. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Thank you very, very much for watching. If you've made it to this far in the video, then please let me know by telling me what your favourite bird is that I painted for Birbfest. Thank you. Thank you in advance. Thank you for all the support that you have given me and my YouTube channel. It doesn't come lightly. You know, I'm very, very grateful for you all. So thank you. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I shall see you next week for another video. Okay, bye.